Let's explore the part of the mind where we make sense of who we are and how we see others. The identity layer of the mind is like a mental picture of ourselves and how we see the people around us. It's made up of things we've learned from our experiences, how we interact with others, the culture we come from, and what society expects from us. This layer is really important because it's at the center of who we think we are and what we think about others. Our self-concept is a big part of the identity layer. It's a bunch of ideas we have about ourselves. These ideas can include what we think about our looks, personality, skills, values, goals, and the roles we play in life. For example, you might think of yourself as a kind, smart person who cares about learning and wants to teach others. These ideas are all part of your self-concept. We start building our self-concept when we're little. As kids, we start getting ideas about ourselves from how we're treated by our caregivers and from what we discover about the world. For instance, if a child is praised for being curious and smart, they might start thinking of themselves as clever and eager to learn. As we grow up, our self-concept becomes more complicated, including more things about us and the roles we play. One important part of our self-concept is our self-esteem, which is how we see our own worth. If we generally think well of ourselves, we have high self-esteem. But if we usually see ourselves in a negative way, we have low self-esteem. Our self-esteem affects how we feel, what drives us, and how we act. For instance, if we feel good about ourselves, we're likely to feel confident and determined, and more likely to go after tough goals. The identity layer of the mind also includes how we see others. Just like we have ideas about ourselves, we also have ideas about other people based on how we interact with them. For example, if you've had good experiences with someone, you might think of them as kind and reliable. But if you've had bad experiences with someone, you might see them as mean or not dependable. These ideas about others are really important in how we work with people. They affect what we expect, how we act, and how we feel about things. For example, if you see someone as trustworthy, you'll probably feel comfortable around them and act in a friendly and open way. And also, our ideas about ourselves and others are connected. How we see others can affect how we see ourselves and the other way around. For instance, if we think others appreciate our good points, it can make us feel better about ourselves. But if we think others are critical of us, it can make us feel less good about ourselves. In the end, the identity layer of the mind is at the center of how we see ourselves and others. It's a constantly changing and complicated system that's shaped by lots of different things and affects how we feel, what drives us, and how we act. By understanding this part of our mind, we can learn about our ideas about ourselves, boost our self-esteem, and get better at interacting with people